There's a problem. Thank you.
Jackie Dean.
Speaker, I want to congratulate Damien O'Connor for having his bill drawn from the ballot, the Dairy Industry Restructuring Amendment Bill number 2, and I'm very pleased to be speaking at its first reading. A little bit obvious, though, that this bill is doomed for failure, and there's probably a good reason for that, and that it is an ill-conceived bill which really encapsulates why Labour hate farmers, and they've really demonstrated that to New Zealand and to the farming community over a number of years. They demonstrated it to the Waitaki electorate a couple of times, and everything that Labour have done subsequent to my time in Parliament and when they were still in government illustrated that they have no empathy for the agricultural sector, they have no love with the Greens for the agricultural sector, and they actively campaign and actively bring policies and bills to this House which is to the detriment of the productive agricultural sector in New Zealand. And so this bill, this dairy restructuring bill, is really a demonstration through Damien O'Connor of Labour Greens' strong desire to have absolute state control over private business in New Zealand. It is the most interventionist little piece of members' bill that I've seen coming through this House, and what it seeks to do is to tell and direct the directors of Fonterra how to go about their business, even though there has been a Dairy Industry Restructuring Amendment Act passed very recently through this House. I understand that the issue raised in this bill was considered in the committee stage of the DIRA bill, and it was thoroughly canvassed, and the only people who thought it was a good idea was, I don't know, Labour and New Zealand First, as it happens, and even the Greens in this instance thought that this particular idea of limiting the co-op fund to 20% of the total was a good idea. Everyone else considered it and put it in the waste paper bin where it belonged, with a lot other of Green and Labour proposals that have come before this House. And it was a previous member on that side of the House who crowed very proudly about some of the other interventionist policies that they would bring and foist on the New Zealand public if by any sad chance they ever happen to be the government, a faint chance, and that is the bulk buying of electricity, putting price on water, crippling the agricultural industry with an ETS obligation that would absolutely cripple agriculture industry and the New Zealand economy, and they would even go so far as limiting stock numbers on farms. That would surely drive farming and agriculture into the ground. And of course this also was the party through David Parker who sought to run high country farmers off the land by basing their rents on the view that the merino sheep had as they were grazing the pastures on the slopes overlooking Lake Wanaka. Beg your pardon? Sorry? Oh, right. And so this is a most excellent bill because what it does, and I'm looking forward to Ruth Dyson's contribution on this bill because a well-known agricultural expert, I can't wait to see what she has to say, because all that this bill does is tries to intervene on Fonterra directors. Now, Fonterra is a company which is world-renowned, world-leading, is a farmer-owned company. They have been through the process of the DIRA bill, now the DIRA Act, and all this bill seeks to do is to impose a little bit of Labour interventionism, a little bit of Labour Greens state control, and this side of the House will not have a bar of it.
Richard Prosser.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am pleased to rise on behalf of New Zealand First to speak on this, the first reading of the Dairy Industry Restructuring Amendment Bill number 2. New Zealand First is proud to